So, welcome to a vlog that I might regret. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. Like, really? I can't even say these words because when I say these words, it's official. I officially have to do these things. So welcome to the reading vlog where I, a fantasy reader, decide if I can read contemporary romance. I regret everything already. Whew, okay, so this month I had signed myself up to, accidentally on purpose, to reading Bromance book club for the official book club pick for the late night crew. The public Discord is linked in the description bar below. Because last month we read a fantasy book and so I felt like I should non-fantasy book for once. So I decided, why not make content out of this? If I'm going to torture myself through romance books, why not get some good content for all of you? Because everybody loved my booktube bestie Becca and the Books version where I tortured myself with fantasy romance. So round 2 of torturing myself with romance books. Let's go. So far for this vlog, all I know is that I will be reading Bromance Book Club, and I will also be trying It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, and the third book, I have no clue yet. I was going to do The Spanish Love Deception, but I did attempt to read that already. Like, I started, when I was looking for books to read, I read about the first chapter of them, and that one I was already pissed at, so I'm unsure if I'm gonna read that. I don't want to torture myself completely, but I also would like to get books that are slightly different than each other. Like, I know Bromance Book Club follows very different tropes than what It Happened One Summer, so we're gonna attempt that for the third book too. I'm very scared. Very, 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 very scared. So hopefully this goes well. I'm hoping that I might like some of these. Like, I'm hoping to not hate them. Like, this isn't supposed to be just a me hating on books video. I haven't tried reading contemporary romance in years. I read some when I was a child. Not really a child. Child is the wrong answer. When I was about 16, I think I attempted to read some. And I do like chick flick movies, so I figured it's time as a 24-year-old to attempt to read contemporary romance again. So now you have a vlog about it, and let's get into it. Why do I torture myself? Why? I am about 50% into It Happened One Summer, and I cannot lie, guys. I am having the best time reading this. What? Like, I literally put down a fantasy book. I messaged Mel and Rye and said, I just want to switch over and read my romance book. Words I never thought would ever come out of my mouth. I'm loving this. I love these small town vibes. This, though, is like the epitome of a chick flick I would like. I can relate to like the influencer side of things because if you've seen my personal Instagram, I post a bunch of fashion stuff and all of that. And then the like gruffy boyfriend, fisherman, a vibe, a literal vibe. And so I'm not sure if it'll be every romance that I like or if it's just like this particular romance I'm really enjoying, and there is a lot of plot going on, surprisingly. So I've been really enjoying that, and I love the small town vibe. And like, I've loved like Heart of Dixie, and there's the new one on Netflix too where it's like, it's typically a doctor moves to this small town and they're like super fancy and they fall in love with like the bartender. That's like chick flick love for me. So I'm really, really enjoying this one. There is a little bit of like Insta attraction, Insta love that I was like about, and I could have used a little bit more build up in their like actual relationship coming together, but still enjoying it. And I really liked the smut scene. That was a really well written smut scene in my opinion. I have no words. I just watched it and I was on live and everyone was just like, what is Casty reading? And they were all just making fun of everything I was doing because I'm so dramatic when I read. I really enjoyed that. That was really good. So all I gotta say is that, shocking to everyone, I'm really liking this, but we're about to hit the like concerned issue, the possible breakup, all of that. So we'll see if this continues. I need to get back to this book. Bye.
The next day.
I really liked this book until they got together. Can't lie. Now I'm not as interested. And I found the sex scenes got cringier as they went. It's honestly really hard to rate romance books compared to fantasy books. Like, what do I talk about? What am I telling you is good or bad about them? Because I feel like you're just reading romance books for enjoyment. I don't know. What was I gonna say? There's something in this book that really bothered me. One pro is I think the most romantic thing in the entire world is someone bringing you coffee in the morning. Don't know why. I love that. So romantic. I hate the lines about someone getting pointy just like looking at you, like the sight of you just gets a little pointy. Unrealistic. 2, oh, this is what I was gonna say. My problem with romance is I feel like whenever I read a romance book, I think it's written by authors who don't get these things. Because, like, personally, if I had a man during yeehawing time tell me I always make sure the girl finishes, I would be like, don't tell me, just show me. Like, I don't need the, like, I don't know. You're not dating the right man. This is what I think when I read these books, is that these are stories written by people who are not dating the right people. Because, let me tell you, life is good where I am. I don't know. I just like those, like, you don't need to declare the things you do. I don't find that sexy. Do other people? Am I just weird? Am I just full of unpopular opinions? Like, oh, maybe it's because we communicate enough that I don't need you to, like, ugh. Why am I reading romance books? Why am I doing this to myself? I literally just updated you, but I felt like I needed to do another because on my way to Nick's house, I had thoughts on this book. This book is a book for me that I really have to suspend disbelief in because this is a romance issue with me, okay? As a wedding photographer, I do know that people fall in love within 2 months and get married, and it happens a lot. But for me, I met my boyfriend when I was 14, 15. We were on and off throughout high school, and then a couple years after high school, we, like, really settled down, and we've been dating for about 5 years, maybe 6 now. And so to me, this whole, like, I'm all in, I'm obsessed with you, I'm in love, seems so unrealistic. And I know it's not. I'm a wedding photographer, but, like, it just is so hard for me to relate to these things, so oftentimes I'm cringing at it, because I just felt like that wasn't something that happened because I was in high school. Like, I built a really strong relationship before we were obsessed with each other and wanting to drop everything for each other or, like, anything like that. Because as a teenager, you have your own wants way above anyone else's. But yeah, so I do struggle with that in romance books, and I am currently really interested in the second book because I love myself an F-boy. I love a player, so I think I'm interested in that one too, and I will probably read it at some point. Never thought I'd say those words, but yeah, I just had a couple little thoughts that I had to tell you before I forgot them. I finished It Happened One Summer a couple days ago, and I never updated you, I realized. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It is a really low 3 stars. I really enjoyed the first half of this book. But let me tell you, this is why I don't think I will ever really love romance, because once they get together, there's no stakes in it for me. Like, the stakes in a romance book are gone. I know that they are going to slow burn, get together, have a fight, get back together. There's no but what if. Like, when I read a fantasy romance, I still think that people could die eventually. Things happen. Where in a contemporary romance, you're just supposed to be along for the ride, but once they get together, my interest goes bloop, because I don't really care anymore. So I just want that slow burn, and then their first time, and then over with. Like, the book could end right there. That's all I need. I'm scared to try more. Tonight, it's Tuesday, we have our unofficial, official book club pick, which is Bromance Book Club, that we are reading tonight on Scribd. So I will be updating the vlog as I read Bromance. Bromance is about a husband and wife who are having problems, and he realizes that his wife has been faking it for his entire marriage and that she is on the brink of divorce. Hopefully there's other problems going on in it. And he takes up reading smutty romance books in order to get better and have her not fake it anymore. And I think he starts a book club with his bros to read romance books. Bromance Book Club. Hee hee, funny. This will be interesting for me, and I'm either going to go one of 2 ways. I'm not going to like it because there's going to be no slow burn because they're already together, or I'm really going to like it because the stakes are their marriage and the problems that are coming from their marriage. So maybe it'll have more of a bumpy plot that I will like. We'll see. I like that I'm trying 2 different romances right now, and I still have to decide what I'm reading for the third one, if I'm going to read a third one, because if this is a letdown, I don't know if I want to read a third one, so I'm hoping I like this one. But we will see. I'll update you in a bit. Probably as a surprise to literally no one, I am hating this book. The discussion in it is great on the Discord for Late Night Crew. We're having a fun time. Everyone seems to not be liking it, like it's not just me, but there are definitely some major flaws to this. I'm on page 77 of 342, which is about 25% of the way through, with one sprint, so it is a quick read, but there's just so many issues in this book that I just don't understand. Like, first off, I'm cringing. The secondhand embarrassment happening is just like, ugh. Like, I think at one point they say that a girl likes to be flirted with by winking at her because we remember every single wink we ever get, and by staring at her lips because we want to imagine those lips that you have those lips all over our bodies. No, gross, cringe, no, don't flirt with me like that. No way. And then there's also this one point where it says that all women read romance books. No. I know I'm reading one right now and that this is for the romance genre, but no, not all women read romance books. Stop that. Stop making me feel like I have to when, like, I always feel like a stupid, like, I don't know, when you go into a bookstore and you're a woman and you're looking at, like, the high epic fantasy, sometimes, like, the men will look at you so weird, and I'm like, I bet you I have read more of these than you have. Stop thinking I can only read romance books. To women who want to read only romance books, you do you go for it. But I hate this, like, judgment that I can only read romance books as a woman in this society. No. But other than that, I am honestly Team Gavin. The husband, to me, his POVs are way better. The wife, I hate her. I literally hate her. She's whiny, and the miscommunication, like, she jumps to divorce so fast, and I don't understand why. Like, I can't understand it. Like, his reaction to, like, not pleasuring her and her faking it makes complete sense to me. And then he just, like, and so he freaks out about it, which, yes, is overreacting, but I think it makes sense in my head that someone would overreact that way. And then he goes to sleep in the guest bedroom because he needs to cool off, fine. I guess this is a little spoiler. And then she just kicks him out. So his reactions to things actually make sense to me, and I will say I like what this book is doing with the idea of men. And most romance books make me cringe because men do not sound like that to me, and men do not talk like that and do not think like that. And in this book, there is a really good portrayal of men, especially when they're all together, being gross and blah, but it's how men act together, and I really appreciated that, and I appreciate his thoughts. Oh, also, there's a book within the book that is so cringe. It's the worst thing I've ever read. Pretty much, I just hate everything about this book, and I will be giving it 1 star, but I'm continuing because, book club night, and it's fun. Yay! I'm reading romance. Bye. I'll update you in a bit. Probably when I'm done, because I feel like I've ranted enough about just how much I hate these people, and it's all miscommunication trope, and it's just pissing me off. And just like that, magically, in a new clip, I have finished the book. It got a 3.29 on Coppa, which ends up being a 2-star. Not the worst book I've ever read, but definitely not the best. There are things I liked about this book, which was its saving grace. I actually felt like it was pretty well written, but the reason for the plot itself sucked. And I loved the male characters, and so that really saved me for characters. I felt like the way the author wrote the males was so amazing. Like, as a female author, she wrote males so well, but she did not write her female characters well at all. To me, they were all whiny and emotional for no reason, and that's a very big stereotype of women, I find, and yeah, I didn't like that. And there's a lot of things I didn't like. There are fight scenes in this just to fight. Like, it's so unrealistic. There's so much communication. Thank the Lord at the end of this book they start to communicate, specifically in the bedroom, because that's all they needed to do from the fucking beginning. Like, literally, communication is key in a relationship, and these people should have gone to therapy a long time ago and learned how to communicate. I get what we're saying about the main character, like, losing herself, especially because she was dating a professional sport player, baseball player. I hated that she put it all on the man and on her husband as if it was his fault. I hate that. It really irks me when someone's like, I put my dreams behind because of you, and then they hate you for it and they blame you for it because that person chose to do something. And in a relationship, there's conversations you can have and choices you can make together, and if he says that baseball is his life and you choose to stay with him, that's on you. That's not on him. Like, there are conversations you can have and choose to grow together. And our main character, our Gavin, he was willing to let her follow her dream. So it was just all miscommunication, and she just blamed him for everything, and I hated her. She was the worst main character I think I've read from in a long time. Like, I really didn't understand a single decision, a single fight, anything that happened in her POV. I despised her. It was so toxic. She just wanted him to read her mind at all times, and that's not how life works. Communicate, people. Just communicate. I will say, I think that in future, I liked the fact that it was a second chance romance, as we didn't have this like build up till they get together and then just like I lose complete interest like I did in It Happened One Summer. Although I preferred It Happened One Summer because I enjoyed it more. But I think maybe a second chance romance I could like if it was done better and well. But still, I don't know if it'll get much more than 3-star, because honestly I was bored for most of this because there's just no stakes. Like, I just know the end of a book before I begin. Like, there's no stakes in romance books, and it's kind of boring. But this had higher stakes in my opinion than a regular romance, just because I didn't know when they were going to get together, and it didn't happen until like the very end, which I kind of enjoyed. It was more of a slow burn up and downhill the entire journey, where regular enemies to lovers, it's just like burn together, bliss, fight, resolution, and it's just bleh, meh. Although my enjoyment for It Happened One Summer, because I loved the characters and the vibe of that one, was a lot higher than this one. So I don't really know where I sit still on romance, and I can't decide whether I'm going to read another one. At least they read fast. So maybe I will. I mean, a 2-star and a 3-star isn't that bad. It could have been worse. Okay, I will follow up either tomorrow when I pick another romance or tomorrow when I end this vlog. All just decided. So thanks for listening to my rant about this stupid book. And the stupidest. Oh, there is a scene that I really enjoyed in this book, which is the turkey scene with the men, and every one of us that read it were really laughing at that scene. So I will say that scene carried this book. It deserves 0.5 just for that scene. But yeah, okay. See you soon.
A few minutes later.
I forgot to say something. I will say, as someone who doesn't actually really like kids and doesn't want kids myself, I found it really hard to read parts of this book because the plotline does heavily have to do with their kids and the impact of a divorce in their relationship has on those children. So I struggled a bit because I don't find that interesting and don't want to read about it. So that also probably made my enjoyment go down a little bit. So I just had to put that in there. It is a heavy part of it, and I would probably like to avoid that in future romances. I just am not a kid person. I have no idea when the last time it is that I updated this vlog, but I picked up my third romance. I am reading There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. This is very different from the rest. I am 25% in. This is a serial killer romance, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I don't know what this says about me. Probably not good things, but so far I'm liking it. With romance books, though, we all know I tend to say that I'm enjoying them and then things go downhill. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. I will catch up with you probably around like 60% since I did a late catch up at this point. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this one. It's dark and I really like that. And so I'm excited to see where this goes. I realized I haven't updated the romance vlog, so I felt like, So I figured I should probably do that. So I'm reading There Are No Saints still. I'm 80% through. I meant to update you a little bit sooner, but we are kind of in the middle of the third act breakup, and I just gotta say, there's no like third act breakup, and I'm loving it. I am loving this book. Honestly, could be a 5-star. It could be a 5-star from me, and I'm 80% of the way. I think I'll have to run it through Cawpile and decide between a 4 and a 5, but like, this is so good. This is the tension, the atmosphere, the vibe. I'm loving it. There are some cringy scenes, but that's what I expect from a romance because I'm just not very romantical. But other than that, the vibes, the serial killer, the creepiness, the murdering fetish. I'm loving it all. I'll check up on you when I'm done, and then we can finally finalize this vlog. But it's safe to say that I'm pretty sure I found where I belong in the romance community. I found it in this first episode of Can a Fantasy Reader Romance? Because now I'm thinking that I like dark romance, but will I like only serial killer romance, or will I like more darker romance, like the mafia romance and all of that? So now I'm thinking we need an episode 2 at some point where I dive into dark romance and figure out my reading taste there. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I still need to finish this book, and it's really all I want to do currently, so I'm gonna go do that. Guys, I did not see that coming. Well, I did in the last clip, but when I started this vlog, I did not see this coming. I think I just gave a romance 5 stars. I don't even know if you can call that a romance, but whatever it is, 5 stars. I actually want to cry. Like, that was so good. Do you ever just read something and like are so happy you liked it that you want to cry? That's how I'm feeling right now. Like, I am so shocked, and I did not see this outcome coming out of this video idea, and I need to read the sequel. I need it. I need it in my life. That was so good. I can't even tell you how much I enjoyed it. I will say it was kind of annoying that the last like couple pages, like the ending is very, very rushed, but it is leading into a sequel. It is a duology, so I kind of get why it's rushed, and a lot of that rushing is just because it's a giant sex scene. And I will say I really enjoyed the way our writer writes sex scenes. It was almost like lyrical, and it really worked because our 2 protagonists are artists, and so the way that she wrote the sex scene was like art. Like, she wrote art, and it was really incredible, and I really enjoyed that. And I have nothing else to tell you besides that I really, really liked this. And I already talked in the last clip about how I think I need to do a sequel episode to this, so let me know down below some dark romances that you think I should read. I'll probably read another serial killer one, maybe a mafia one, and I don't really know any other types of dark romances, so please let me know down below. I'm not a romance reader, but apparently I am now, so I don't know. Let me know. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji just to say you were here, you have to leave me like, is there like a paint, some kind of paint emoji, whether it's like the thing where you put your paints on it or like an actual painting. I feel like that's very symbolizes what I just read. So yeah, anyways, have yourselves an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.